real name is Margaret Ann Windsor. And I didn't know that my kidnapping, I was brought to Moulton, Alabama, and given the name of the twin I was age 2, and that was 1941. I'm going to fast forward and leave out all of that. I put it on YouTube and put it on Facebook, and because a friend bought me this so I could upload it to the social media. And I have documents and all that on the other, in timelines that can't be explained away, proves itself. But anyway, I was given the name of a twin, Peggy Ann Dempsey Childers. I married Childers. Both twins were killed by their mother, and I'll leave it at that. I have pictures and all that. Birth certificates by the state of Alabama marked through because the birth date didn't jive. And anyway, I ran in a political campaign. I wrote a book about mind control murders. And Larry Flint was one of them that was shot in Lawrenceville, Georgia, and his attorney killed. Later, in '83, I was flown out to his home during a political campaign, and he actually said in editorial April of '84 that I know who was responsible for his shooting in Lawrenceville in '78, March the 6th, '78. Now, I want to go to Roanoke, Virginia. I came here simply to get off the side of the road. No money, shut down everything in the condition I was in, what they had done to me. And by the way, I worked for Fred Simpson, the DA in Huntsville, Alabama, in '80 after they had just about killed me April Fool's Day. I thought it was because of the book I wrote, and part of it was the names Larry McDonald, Congressman, Doctor. It was a list, and about mind control murders. But I want to go to this. I'm allergic to chemicals. My immune system attacks itself when I inhale them. It's like a light switch. You turn it on, meaning you come in and somewhere and you're inhaling it, especially in close quarters. They're toxic to me. Inflammation over the years, because of being deliberately force-fed, my body's falling apart, not simply because I'm older, but because of the inflammation that tore up all my kidneys, my lungs, heart, veins, etc. So I want to go to this. I took to, when I came up here living on the Appalachian Trail, which is not fun, freezing, starving. I didn't have the gear. I had no money. And I've named names on here. And, you know, Mr. Lovett, that the Virginia State Troopers out in Troutville used to go to his garage to get their cars, at least some of them, fixed. His wife called me in years ago when I was starving. Everybody knew it. The only time I've ever seen her, and she told me, and she gave me $2, which, believe it or not, I was very glad to get. And she said, everybody around here knows what's being done and done to you. They don't want to get involved. So I've said enough there that you understand, without going through all the other. I lived there in the forestry. It's under the agriculture. That's food stamps. That's the forest rangers, which are law enforcement. Now then, where I'm leaving today, because I can't stay here, I'm hurting so bad here, they get stuff on people, the agency, way up, and they can get stuff on local law enforcement, or they just go along with it. And they tell people to do things. In return, they dismiss a charge against their kids, or let's take here where I'm at right now. You can simply have the water cut off. You can, believe it or not, you can do anything in this to me. And have the power cut off and a lot of things. So they turn on me because I'm the one running, and I'm the one that getting the toxic fumes deliberately and nowhere to go with it, the social media. Now I want to say that over the years, not just where I've lived where I'm force-fed deliberately toxic fumes. And try telling that when everybody knows it. And okay, so I'm going to go to North Creek Campground, not far from here in Buchanan, Arcadia, Virginia, which is out in the Jefferson National Forest. And it's nice out there. It's pretty. They only have 16 lots, but it's campsites, but it's nice. Should be able to go out there and breathe and inhale clean air. Over the years I've gone out there, and I've got to be honest, I always have been. I've put up the truth. You can't even put the whole thing up. Um, Archie was one of them that was the host out there a lot. Every time they would come out and they would spray, they would come in and spray around the deliberately around the campsite I'm in, and leave me pulling it and leaving with nowhere to go. And that's back when I could walk and put my backpack on when I had one. And I paid for the campsite, all right? So now then, I'm just going to fast forward to the last years. I haven't been out there much, but last year I went out twice. I was there a year ago. The only time I've ever gone out there, I stayed almost 3 weeks, and I got so much better and could walk and everything. I went back this last month because of the mess that went on. I was driven out there, man. I got out there and it was cold, raining, nobody there. The creek was about to overflow that goes right beside the campsites. The person that was supposed to be the host, they had a beautiful home on wheels, really. I don't know how much it cost. I've said over $2,000. It was expensive. There was a guy that was in a one that was cheaper, one Bagel maybe, I don't know. But they have air conditioning systems, good. All right, the one is supposed to be the host. There was, I'm going to put this in real quick. There was a truck that drove up with a man and his wife, and their name had been mentioned to me as one that might have been spraying and doing it. They were back there, and I'll take that back. When I first went there, they were the only other ones that I saw, and they were the back, behind me. Anyway, they pulled up while I was there talking to the host, and they pulled into the site right there, and they said, well, we're not staying. Don't charge us for this. Charge it to the Forest Service. Okay, I don't know. You can take what you want to from that. The forestry, the agents have come in. They have arrested me for living in the forest, which is a joke. I spent time in jail. I could have gotten 6 months. And one of them was a cold-blooded lie by one of the forestry forest rangers. So I'm just going to show this. I had another one where they come up, Eric did. Eric's the best of the lot, by the way, Smith. But he came up and at one point and gave me a ticket, and it was it was on the day that Larry Flint was shot, March the 6th. Of course, it was a few years ago. But it's the dates that's involved. And so anyway, this is where I paid the fine. This one I didn't get locked up for. I paid it. Can't see much on that. But anyway, this was on TV. It was on. You don't get the truth on any of it. The media won't tell it because, quite frankly, who I am and the kidnapping. Now I want to go to this. I'm having to go back out there today because I can't even walk hardly. And I'm having to leave here. I'm kept penniless. And it scares me to death because the last time I was out there that I'm telling you about, they used the formalgahyde, and I thought I was going to die. Hey, you can't fool me on formalgahyde. I've had it used on me, and it attacks me, and I'm not even going to tell at the moment how. I think I have on others. I want to go to this. And their friend that lived across from them in the campsite, and at that time there was only the two and me there, the host and this guy that helped them spray me. He soaked me that night, and the formaldehyde had been going 3 nights they had burned it at least, and I thought I was dying. At least I had money. Then I was brought back up here because I couldn't have spent the night. I had money for a motel that I was allowed to recuperate for a couple of days before it starts again. So I wanted to add this one. Up on Roanok Mountain is the National Park Service. And over the years, I've gone up there, and it's a huge one. It closed down last year, but it's odd because hardly anybody goes up there. It's off the Blue Ridge Parkway. I went up there the first time, or one of the first times, and Lacey, her name, she was the host of the camp. Right beside her, it's just as you come in, right beside her was a girl that she had emotional problems, I think, and she was burning formaldehyde night and day.